The reflection off the floor. Can you believe that? Under decimals, children, today we look at dividing decimals. You sure we haven't done this? Huh. I find that very interesting. Division. Do you know what the phrase that pays for dividing by decimals is? That you have to remember when you divide by decimals? Anybody? Jaden? You don't have to line them up. Well, they won't line up because they're drawn side by side anyways, but anybody the rule on that? I'll just give it to you here. When you divide by decimals, you bring up the decimal. Bring up the decimal. So here's the example problem. If you have, I don't know, 3 into 0.24. It's really division like normal, except before you do anything, you, wherever the decimal is in the, what's this thing called? Divisor, dividend. You bring the decimal straight up from where it is, and then you just do the division through. But you gotta make sure you keep track of where you're at. In other words, 3 doesn't go into 0, so you can go ahead and put a 0 there. 3 doesn't go into 2 either, so you put a 0 above it. And 3 does go into 24 8 times. And when you subtract, you get 0. So the answer is 0.08. And remember, never with decimals, never will you have a remainder. Just know that. You probably don't get to some of the more complicated stuff, but never will you have 0.5 remainder 6 or any of that stuff. Or never will you have a remainder or a fraction. Never, never, never. No remainders, no fractions with decimals. And you have to be very careful. Well, let's do this one. How about 0.4 divided by 5? And you must be very careful because it's really easy to get confused with this. Okay? Make sure you know that when you write a division problem out like this, when you actually do the problem, these numbers actually switch places. The 5 goes outside of the division box. And you get 0.04. Maybe we can do this. Wait, did I do this? Where am I at here? Maybe I wrote the wrong problem down, did I? Oh no. So the question you have is this. Obviously we do the same thing here. We go straight up. 5 doesn't go into 0. 5 doesn't go into 4. But what do I do there? Anybody? Keith?
Add a 0 to the end
Yeah.
of the decimal.
You don't change, yeah. You just keep adding zeros to the end of the decimal until it actually does work out. So I put a 0 there. How many times does 5 go into 40? That would be 8 times. So again, my answer is 0.08. There's got to be some harder ones than that. 0.1 divided by 4. 0.1 divided by 4. Or if you had a dime and you cut it into 4 equal pieces, what would you get? It's kind of hard to do, isn't it? 0.1 divided by 4. Decimal goes straight up. 4 doesn't go into 0. 4 doesn't go into 1. 4 does go into 10. How many times? Twice. I still have stuff left over here. And I keep adding zeros and bringing them down until it works out. 4 goes into 20. 5 times. So my answer is 0.025. Let me give you one. See if you can.
Sorry, Mr. Miller, I'm supposed to remind you we dismissed 7:15 today
Oh, we do?
because of Christmas practice.
I got it. I actually had thought about it. 0.01. Do that problem there for me. What is 0.012 divided by 6? Do that one for me, if you would please, 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 please. Did I write all those numbers on my? Did I write never that many times? I said it. What do you get if you divide 6 into 0.012? Making sure that you write everything in up and down slash whatever.
Mr. Hahn, was I supposed to have a visitor?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I just sent them,
oh,
I
because
sent
you talked to Laura.
well, I said, I'll have to go, I mean, I know you said you did, so you go talk to her just to make sure she knows what's going on.
I just wanted to make sure
Is
that
that
it wasn't.
2 days in a row?
Didn't write a note, remember the note.
Monday? So the answer you end up with here, children, is, Jill?
0.02.
Well, let's look. I bring the decimal straight up here, correct? 6 doesn't go into 0. 6 doesn't go into 0. 6 doesn't go into 1. 6 goes into 12 2 times. Make absolutely positively sure that everything is lined up when you do this. Okay, you have to bring stuff right above where it is. So it needs to be 0.002, not 0.02. If that in fact is what you get. One more. How about 4.5 divided by 3? 4.5 divided by 3. 4.5 divided by 3. Short and sweet and to the proverbial point. Kovarik,
1 5 cents.
3 goes into 4.5, again bringing the decimal straight up. 3 goes into 4 once. 3 goes into 15 times. So that should be 1.